It's great to be 4-0. Really proud of our coaching staff and our players, and appreciative to the fans today. And thought our guys really played hard and physical football against a very good football team. You know, I think Virginia is definitely on the way up on their side of the division, and I think Bronco's done a very nice job. The quarterback's a tough guy to tackle, and thought defensively we had an excellent game plan, especially in the first half. They changed some things up at halftime, and we had to adjust as we went. But you know, to hold him to basically nothing in the first half, and then offensively just to be able to run the football effectively against a very good defense. I thought Ricky Person really sparked us, and Brady and Reggie did some good things. The O-line, tight ends working together, and Ryan and the receivers continuing to help us, not just on third down but throughout the game. And it was good to see Calvin get in the end zone there at the end, because he's obviously had a great season, and that was his first time in there for the year. But that was a fun win, and against a great team, and excited, you know, to be where we're at right now and to have another game at home next week. And I know it's fall break, but I'm going to start asking now for people to be here and help us. Our home field advantage is as good as it gets, and we need everybody in the stands next week, playing a very, very good football team at Boston College. And so I'm giving you a heads up. Early students, I know it's fall break, please stay here for Saturday. Any questions?
Ryan made some throws into coverage in the first half and he went up and got a couple, but he also threw that back shoulder through it up arm in the end zone, which is arguably in the coverage as well. What's the balance with him and you in terms of testing himself and testing coverage and trusting his receivers to make a play and not gambling too much?
Yeah, he's just got to be smart, you know, about putting the defense in a bad spot. But he's got really good wideouts, you know, and he is going to trust what he sees, because he sees things pretty well. And as far as the green light, I mean, he has the green light all day long. You know, I mean, if he feels like he can throw it to somebody, he's proven that he's going to make good decisions. And nobody's perfect. I'm not saying he's not going to make a mistake, but more times than not, he's as good as they get, you know, when it comes to making those choices and putting the ball where they can't get to it.
What is having Ricky at full go? What kind of a different element does that add to your run game?
I wish I could tell you he's full go. I mean, he's not. He's still not 100%, you know, but that's as good as he's felt in a while, and he really wanted to play. And Thursday, I mean, we were trying to make a decision. Are you going to play or not? And he's, Coach, I'm playing. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, that was the conversation. He really wanted to be on the field today. Now, he's sore right now, so we'll see, you know, if he can play again next week. But that kid's a warrior. I gave him the game ball after the game. I thought he battled really tough, and proud of him.
How does his running style kind of complement Reggie's in the
change
backfield?
of pace. He's fast. He makes people miss, and that's really what we've been missing back there. You know, I mean, that's what we've always had, is kind of a guy that could run you over and a guy that could make you miss, and we've been missing that. You know, our most explosive run of the year was Brady's run early in the season when he cut back on a run play, and that's really the only time. I mean, Reggie's, you know, going to run hard. He's going to run through people. He's never going to get negative yards. He's going to fall forward. He's going to do all those things and grind people out. But you still want that guy that can put his foot in the ground and change direction, and Ricky can do that.
Has Chris Dunn helped you sleep better at night?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. For 2 years, it's been hard. You saw it on their team today. They didn't have a kicker, you know, and it affected them. You know, I mean, they were going for it on fourth down quite a bit. I mean, Chris is doing great. It's great to have him here.
What specifically was the game plan to try to keep Perkins from hurting you with his legs, and how well did you execute that?
I thought Hux and the guys in there really did a good job, and we put some stress on our corners today, you know. Just the way they motion people out of the backfield to try to get you light in the box and have quarterback rush lanes. And we put pressure on the secondary, and it hurt us. You know, we gave up a big play because of it. We were one-on-one. But, you know, we just felt like if he couldn't run the ball today, that it'd be hard for them to beat us, you know. And so there's give and take with that. And at times we mixed it up and had guys in the middle of the field. But it was really just about packing the box on him and ultimately tackling him. Because the one drive in the second half when we didn't tackle him, they went down the field outside of the other drive where there was all those fourth down penalties.
Gary Angeline has obviously been through a kind of a couple years, you know, a strange football journey, I guess. But did you see much kind of, you know, specific emotion from him when he caught that?
He was so excited. It's the first time I've seen him excited, really, to be honest with you, after that touchdown. It was awesome. And I told him that's the first of many, and you know, it was great. I was really happy for him, and he had a good week of practice. So you know, it was something that was coming.
You've been talking about Kelvin and Steph and all the receivers you got, but Amizi had a really good game with some tough catches.
Yeah.
I'm curious, kind of
what
what you.
Year.
Yeah, and I mean
he's
the
had a good
development
year.
he's making so far this year.
Yeah, I mean he's had a good year, and like during training camp, him and Steph were rotating because it was day-to-day competition on who was going to outperform each other, and we look at him and Steph as starters. You know, I mean those guys are really good football players. He's come a long way, and I would attribute that to him learning how to follow, because what Steph and Kelvin do is they work as hard as any player in the country. And he just said, I want to be just like you. And he went everywhere they went, you know, for the whole off season. And so, you know, it's easy to say that you got great leaders, but it also takes the follower to know who to follow, you know. And I thought he did a great job this off season of doing that and elevating his game.
Guys you've got in the receiving core. I mean, week 1 it was Jacoby, week 2 it was Thayer. These past couple weeks it's been Kelvin and Emeka. It almost feels like it's like pick your poison with all those guys. Does it feel like it's almost impossible to stop this passing offense when you have so many different guys you have to try to take away?
Well, I think it's definitely challenging. You can't look at one guy and say we're going to take 3 out of the game. And I mean, you can do that, but you're going to suffer on the other side, you know. And now that we're running the ball more effectively, it makes it even more challenging, I would say, for defense, because now your safeties have to have fits in the box, and you can't just take a guy out and play light boxes on, you know, on our offense. And so we had to prove that we could do that, and we did today, and that obviously helps, you know, when you can rush the football like that for 176 yards, and they had less than 100 yards rushing. I'd say that was a pretty good day's work.
Coach, on defense, you mentioned stacking the box against Perkins, and I think they were able to get to him 4 or 5 times for sacks. You know, what were your impressions on that pressure, and how were you able to get to him so effectively?
Well, I don't think that they're built to pass protect right now. I think they're a team that wants to run the ball and play action the ball, and they max protect a lot, you know, to help their line. And so our D-line, I thought, did a good job of beating one-on-ones and sometimes two-on-ones. And then we had a few pressures that won. You know, early in the game, we brought a pressure and Pratt got a sack. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's our D linemen were beating their O linemen in pass protection at times, and it was good to see that. Really good to see that.
Sort of expand on that. Your thoughts on Murchison today?
Yeah, he's playing great. You know, he's disruptive, and he's so into it right now, and he's doing really well. And I'm proud of him. You know, I mean, that was kind of what when we brought him in here last year, and he was playing behind BJ and Justin Jones, and you know, we had Big E, and he redshirted and bought into redshirting. He bought into the weight room and has become a very, very good inside player and disruptive player, and he's got a lot of energy and passion. I think our guys feed off of him. Nick's fine. Yeah, he got a bruised calf. He's fine.